second graders. So, the last time we met on Monday, we started thinking about what happened during the 1640s in New Amsterdam. And we know that one of the things that happened was that the Dutch West India Company director attacked the Lenape. And the Lenape attacked back, and there was a big war, and a lot of white Dutch settlers left. So, a new leader was needed. And that leader was Peter Stuyvesant. He became the new leader of New Amsterdam in 1647. He had previously been the leader of a Dutch colony in the Caribbean. People disagree about whether or not Peter Stuyvesant was a good leader. We're going to hear two different points of view today about Peter Stuyvesant. So friends, as you are listening today and thinking about Peter Stuyvesant, you'll want to either have this worksheet out or make your own paper with a line down the middle to keep track of at least one positive thing Peter Stuyvesant did and some of the negative things Peter Stuyvesant did. So teachers, you can pause the video here for students to go get that paper. We're going to start with a video that shows Peter Stuyvesant as a hero. Before we start, there are some words that you'll need to know to understand this video. A tavern is a bar where alcohol is served. Smuggling means stealing. Funding means paying for something. And populated means many people live there. You can either pause the video to watch more about how Peter Stuyvesant is a hero, or you can watch it with me.
Then, Dutch Director General Peter Stuyvesant arrived in 1647. Stuyvesant was the ideal man for the job. He was fearless, strong-willed, and disciplined. No one questioned his toughness. A couple years earlier, his leg had been blown off by a cannonball. He was now left with a peg leg, which only added to his intimidating appearance. He was determined to bring order to New Amsterdam and the region. He regulated the taverns and clamped down on smuggling. How many that of my soul sing. He also forced residents to attend church every Sunday. For him in God save us. He tried to mend relations with the Native Americans by insisting that Indians be paid fairly for their services.
So you may want to stop here to write down one of the things that you've learned that Peter Stuyvesant did that was positive.
It was not a popular policy at the time. Stuyvesant established housing standards, developed a market, and began funding public schools. He once said, "I shall govern you as a father his children." Though many resisted his rigid laws, he was able to do what Minuit couldn't: establish order and create a region both profitable and heavily populated.
So that was the first video. If you haven't already, take a moment to jot down what are some positive things Peter Stuyvesant is known for. You can even watch the video a second time if you need to. Now we're going to think a little bit about how Peter Stuyvesant was a villain. Peter Stuyvesant increased the number of enslaved people in New Amsterdam to almost 300 enslaved Africans. He also was the owner of 40 enslaved people. He forced them to become workers for him, and he did not pay them. He oversaw one of the biggest auctions of human beings in history. Peter Stuyvesant was also very anti-Semitic, which means he didn't like Jewish people. And during his time as leader, when a ship of Jewish people came to New Amsterdam, he was very upset, and he tried to sell all the Jewish people as enslaved people. He also put two of them in jail. He tried to kick them out of New Amsterdam. And when the Dutch West India Company said that they had to be allowed to stay, he said that Jewish people could not have synagogues, they could not own stores, and they could not hold public office or be governors or leaders. He wrote, "The Jews are a deceitful race who should not be allowed to further trouble this new colony." So, what do you think, second graders? Take some time to jot down what are some of the negative things Peter Stuyvesant did and the positive things. And then, what do you think? Was Peter Stuyvesant a good leader? Why or why not? Maybe your answer is somewhere in the middle. I look forward to hearing your thoughts.